From the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. At that time, Jesus withdrew to the region of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a Canaanite woman of that district came and called out, "Have pity on me, Lord, Son of David. My daughter is tormented by a demon." But Jesus did not say a word in answer to her. Jesus' disciples came and asked him, "Send her away, for she keeps calling out after us." He said in reply, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." But the woman came and did him homage, saying, "Lord, help me." He said in reply, "It is not right to take the food of the children and throw it to the dogs." She said, "Please, Lord, for even the dogs eat the scraps that fall from the table of their masters." Then Jesus said to her in reply, "O woman, great is your faith. Let it be done to you as you wish." And the woman's daughter was healed from that hour. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Good morning. You know, I think we all remember this gospel to one extent or another because it shows Jesus in a different way. And we all probably remember especially one line from this gospel. When Jesus said to the Canaanite woman, "It is not right to give the food of the children and throw it to the dogs." Where in the world is the loving, kind, compassionate Jesus who is always anxious to help? How could he be so harsh with this woman? To understand the gospel, we need to get a little bit underneath the words themselves to get to the real meaning. First of all, the Jewish people, the Israelites, saw God as their God. They were the chosen people. They had a special claim on God that nobody else had. And they were not anxious to share their God with anyone else, especially unbelievers. And they used to refer to the Canaanites as dogs. The Canaanite woman was part of the Canaanite people who were detested by the Israelites. They hated them as totally godless, pagan, idol-worshipping people who were beyond redemption. No hope for them. So they called them dogs. Okay, now keep that in mind as we look at today's gospel. A Canaanite woman approached Jesus and pleaded with him to heal her daughter. Jesus did not answer her, but she kept pleading and pleading. What did the disciples do? They asked Jesus to send her away. "Get rid of her, Jesus. We don't want anything to do with this person." And Jesus said to the Canaanite woman, "It is not right to take the food of the children." Who are the children? The chosen people, the Israelites. It is not right to take the food of the children and throw it to the dogs, the Canaanites. She said, "Please, Lord, even the dogs eat the scraps from their master's table." And he looked at her, I'm sure, with a smile and said, "Woman, you have great faith. Let it be done to you as you wish." There are two lessons in today's gospel. The first one is this: Jesus came into the world to save everyone. The Israelites, certainly, in a sense, they had first call. They were God's chosen people. But he came to save also the Gentiles, to save everyone. Jesus was teaching his disciples this lesson. And it was a hard lesson for them to learn because of their inbred hatred for the Canaanites. It was a hard lesson for our early church to learn. We read in the Acts of the Apostles that Paul and Peter actually were arguing over the same thing, whether a person had to become a Jew in order to become a Christian. So the first lesson from our gospel today is Jesus came to save everyone. Thank God. Okay. Second lesson is persistence in prayer. Persistence in prayer, even when things seem impossible. That's the sign of a woman of real faith. When we receive no answer that we can see from our prayer, we persist. When people say, oh, stop praying, it's not doing any good, we persist. We persist in prayer when we cannot even begin to understand how any answer is going to come. We continue and persist in prayer. We have a great model of such persistence today. And her name is Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa told us in her diary that for the last several years of her life, she prayed every day as usual. She kept serving the poor day after day, every day as usual, doing it without any sense of the presence of God, doing it without any consolation from her work or her prayer. Wow. That is persistence in prayer. That is why today we call her Saint Mother Teresa.